Hello, it is your sleepless god back with What If Ben 10 was dating Charmcaster Part 11. Now, I didn't know this, but last time it was episode 10 on Ben 10. So, we're peaking right now. We're in a different strip, but now, you let me explain the episode. Like last time, Rook and Ben went to an alien ship that they finally learned was part of the Comptomelia. I think I'm saying that correctly. They found Arjit, the two twin brothers, as well as the Imperials. No, that's a form of government. The Frog people, all in the same place trying to get it. With that though, they kind of went into a massive fight, landing on planet Earth, landing on Mr. Smoothies. Someone accidentally clicked the button, and it started the countdown for it to go boom. Cut Ben's seal went onto his arm, and instantaneously Charmcaster popped into existence as Ben turned to Alien X. Now Ben, when he turns to Alien X, his instant reaction is this: he grabs Charmcaster and consumes her into Alien X. You see her body kind of go into it as we now go, and then time freezes. You see the bomb not blowing up yet, but getting ready to. You see everyone else like reaching for it, making sure that trying to grab it. As Charmcaster is now in the meeting room, as you see Ben with a chair. As you see the two faces. They say, "This is not our weekly meeting." As you see the guy says, "This is not our monthly meeting to make the rules of the universe. Why are you?" As he says, "This is different. The universe is going to explode if we do not fix this. So please, we have to." As Love says, "Oh, of course we'll have to." Of course, as Hate says, "No, of course not." As Love starts to agree, he says, "Oh yeah, well, what is?" As he says, "Well, you met," and he tries to explain his point, and Charmcaster's in the back trying to see what's going on. As right now Ben's arguing with these faces, basically trying to explain his point as anger, and that's what I'm going to call him for now on: anger and love. And then Ben is reason. Anger's like, "You only come monthly. You don't have any," as he says, "you're happy that I come monthly. We figure out I do 50 rules on a monthly basis. That is good enough for the universe of it. You're just pissed off that I didn't let you bring back the fucking dinosaurs. Now let's shut this thing down." As both the faces, Love disagrees with him as well as Hate. But Love disagrees because she doesn't agree that this bomb should be stopped because someone else did it. Hate disagrees because humanity hasn't done anything for this world that I should be, counted for. But Ben looks over and sees Charmcaster and says, "What happens if we have a tie?" As Hate says, "Well, then we will have to go to a revote, and we'll just say," as Charmcaster comes out of the shadows, like, "What?" Says, "She is part of it now." It's like we don't have. She says, he says, Ben says, "She is joy. She is my reason to my own reason. She's part of my own vote. And she's part of humanity. Shouldn't humanity have our own vote on what the world is going to end?" As Charmcaster looks at him and says, looks at him in his chair as he snaps his fingers, and another chair pops up and they sit down. Now it's what we call a tie, isn't it? Now, You hate humanity so much, but you wanted it to stay alive for long enough, though. For now, at least, you never made any rulings about destroying humanity. So what's so big about this now? He smiles and he says, you just want to be against me. You're not doing this for your own reasoning, you just want to be against me. As Love says, yes, you're right. As Ben says, let's make a deal. You guys, you always want to be against me. No matter, I'm reason. Making a decision is hard as shit. Especially with you three, with us three. Now, why don't you guys like to argue, don't you? You don't even like to make decisions. Why don't you go into the back corners of the universe, to the mindscape that we're in, and I'll take control, and we'll take it from there. As anger and love look at each other, and they say, deal. As they both fade away to the mind, as Ben looks at the charmcaster and he says, now let's fix this. As he snaps his fingers, as the bomb goes back into each other and it collapses in on each other and it disappears. As he looks at charmcaster, and charmcaster looks at him and says, as he says, now, in this mindscape, as the time is still stopped, why did you put a seal on me without me knowing? As charmcaster looks at him and says, I know what those seals are. I have a fucking magical cousin. I've read the book multiple times, and I know what that seal was. Now why? As charmcaster actually stays quiet as they're looking at each other. You remember when you were gone for more than expected? I watched those videos of you saving people's lives and capturing criminals. I've seen 100 times that you could have died in any instant, and I'll be chilling at home, relaxing, not knowing anything's wrong. Ben's like, that's not, as I know what you're going to say, as charmcaster raised up her hand. It's not my reasoning. You are technically the hero here. I'm retired, in a sort of sense of the word, but you have to understand, I love you, no matter what. And I'd rather die with you, if that's going to happen, than just sit here and be alone for the rest of my life. And with that, I will never marry, date, do anything again, because all I wanted was you. From the age when you were 10 and I was 14, I was 13. I've always wanted you. I just never knew it. As Ben looks at her and smiles, as he raises up his arm and says, put it back on. Put back the seal. I thought, no, just do it. She puts back the seal on his arm, and he looks at her and says, now give me it. As she hands him the brush, as he paints the same seal on her, saying, if anything happens to any of us, instantaneously we go to each other. Next time tell me, okay? There shouldn't be any secrets. But he says one more thing though, as he snaps his fingers, as she looks over and it's like, what did you do? He's like, I just made everyone forget that I turned into Alien X. It's more of a precaution than anything else. I figured this out when I was a very young child, 16 years old. People with the fear in their minds of me having this level of power, me having the ability to destroy an entire universe, a multiverse, galaxies, with ease, scares them, frightens them. So I made it a rumor. I made Alien X a rumor. I made people believe that it didn't exist sometimes. And I made people believe that Alien X was just nothing. It was non-existence. But it is. It's here. I have full control of Alien X. Yes. It's not the first time I've done that with him, too. I've done that when I turned 17. I told them, "Hey, go into the corner and argue." They just forget every couple of years for them, and they come back and they try to make it again. I've done this multiple times. We do the meetings just to make sure that they're on the right speed. They like arguing. They're like an old marriage couple. They love each other, though, in some sense. It's the word. But you're ready to go back. As Charmcaster looks at him and just says, yes. As the Omnitrix goes back, as his time is still stopped for a couple of seconds, as Charmcaster grabs Ben's arm as time goes back in, as the Annihilar, you see it collapse into itself and slowly as it says, I guess it was just a dud, maybe just a fake. As everyone else looks at it just like, oh, okay. I thought, it's just, but, as he's holding Charmcaster's hand, he looks around and just says, now, everyone go home. Except you, the Beatles. We're going to have to get a little chat with you. As they do a couple of things with the plumbers, especially with the Riddles, because, they were, technically still wanted. But Charmcaster goes home with Ben. And him and Charmcaster sits Ben's down for a little bit and looks at him and says, I didn't know if you were the one yet. Ben says, oh, that's incredibly comforting for what we just got into. He says, let me explain. For the longest time, with your family and all that stuff, I didn't know, we were keeping this a secret for so long. I didn't know if you were, the one for me, but now that I know that, I want to tell you something. Kind of gets worried as Ben, he grabs a pregnancy test and it's positive. Are you? She smiles and just says, yep. He looks at her and just says, for how long? He's like, I think 2 weeks now. I haven't checked or anything with magic, but he smiles, grabs her and picks her up completely and says, I'm going to be a father. As even though Ben is still kind of young, he's fine with that. He's always wanted kids. It's always been a part of his mind. Having unprotected sex is part of that, but that was an accident. As it is. So what if I just gotta get rid of it with magic. It's pretty simple. You know, I probably would just, as Ben grabs her arm, says, "You will never have to do that, I promise you." As kisses her on the cheek and then kisses her on the neck and finally goes up to the lips. Just grabs her by their hands, says, raises her up off the ground, marriage style, and walks up to the bedroom and kisses her and kisses her and kisses her constantly. As Ben says, as he kicks the door down, literally kicks the door down, breaks the door. His charmcaster's laughing hysterically. He says, "Let's have a peaceful sleep." As this is where we're going to end it off. I hope you guys liked the video. I know there's a lot more of me talking, less action, but I was not doing anything action based anyway. But thank you very much for all you guys. And we're at we're rocking right now at 289, 290. But yeah, anyone you can to subscribe as best as possible. Do what you can. And I talked about this in another one of my videos, but I'm thinking about doing a JoJo video if anyone's excited about that. I love JoJo. JoJo is so fucking cool. But thank you very much for all your help in all of this what I do, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.